We should have said Happy Native American Day.
It's really funny because I was trying to find the
Heritage.
crossing sign, and I found pilgrims with a little pilgrim child and then a turkey chasing after them.
Oh, God.
I did it.
Turkeys
It's
are
funny. It was funny.
terrifying.
Turkeys are dumb.
Geese are terrifying.
Any
Geese
fucking
are terrifying.
farm bird.
Yes.
They're all
No,
terrifying.
chickens are cute.
I've been chased by chickens and roosters.
chickens
I
are
have
kind
no. They're fucking mean.
Okay.
Especially if they have razors attached to their feet.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's,
My dad
Just
actually
saying.
did get tore up by a rooster, and he strangled it.
Wait, rooster?
A rooster, not my rooster, a rooster. Oh, okay, listen, this is so funny. So they lived on a farm in Tehachapi, and my dad came home from some medical thing he was doing, and he had been gone for a few days, so he didn't know what was going on in the world of the farm that they lived on. So he gets home, the rooster attacks my dad.
Oh, God.
Like, attacks my dad. So my dad's like, that's it, I'm done. And he's, basically, twists
Broke
his
its
the
neck.
neck. Thank you. And then my sister and my mom come home, and they're like beaming, they're excited, they have news to tell him, and my dad's like, I killed that rooster, I'm sick of it attacking me. And they're like,
Was it delicious?
we just won grand champion with that rooster.
What's your rooster's
the
name?
fair.
Foghorn Leghorn.
So yeah, he just killed the grand champion rooster.
but you guys already won, right? So
But now they can't sell tickets to come see the grand
They
champion.
can't breed and have
Oh.
baby grand champion roosters.
But I bet it tasted so good. I feel like they taste better when they're fucking mean.
I don't know if they ate it. This was before
it's true of women.
I actually met
That's
my
what I
real
was
dad. So
saying.
anyway, funny story, but
According to
Funny
my
but true.
honey, I'm delicious.
oh, that's fun.
Warning, this is an adult-oriented podcast about really perverse things like communication and consent. If you are under 18 and looking for answers to questions about sex or kink, please visit scarletteen.com. For the Dude Bro listeners, this is the nerdy shit. Fuck off!
From Bakersfield to Mount Olympus, Gotham Press talks naughty business. Sexual topics to explore your whoredom. Good if you're new or a kinky Yoda. Gotham Press Podcast. The nerdy kinksters your parents warned you about.
Hands do cramp up.
She snorted. I'm not the only one. Yes.
And luckily, I was recording at that point.
What is that?
Welcome to Lala's Land.
Hold on. She was talking right when you started.
Dang, Navatron.
And now I'm
Welcome-
going to talk.
Oh my god!
All right, listen, listeners. The guys are here. They're going to let me do my segment. They're not going to bust in on me. I don't need security anymore. We've got this truce. I'm using their stuff. I'm taking some time on the Gotham Press podcast to do my segment, Lala's Land. You guys are going to be quiet and let us do our thing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Today, I have a guest, and it is Bastings. And we're so happy to have you. Wait, not we. I am so happy to have you.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
You happy to be had?
I love being had.
It's been forever since I've seen you.
I know, oh god, it's before the quarantine.
I know, before the quarantine, the original quarantine. Yes. Do you know what we talk about on my show?
Yes, and
You
I'm
do?
so looking forward to it.
Well, if you talk to me in that sultry voice, I think our listeners are really going to enjoy it.
Is it sultry? I feel like I sound like a 12-year-old.
No, you don't. Not when you were like, put it down here. Arrgh.
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite sex toy?
My favorite sex toy.
Yeah.
To use with a partner or to use solo?
You tell me. I'm open. You can tell me both.
Okay, so there's something that I'm really excited about that I got just recently. Have you guys heard of the Liberator
No.
pillow things? Oh
No.
my. So Liberator puts out sex furniture.
Okay.
And I recently I was going to get the little wedge thing, but it was too small for my fat ass. So I got the ramp,
Okay.
which is this not super large, but it's what it sounds like. It's a ramp. It's a triangle shape, and it folds up, and it's got like this microfiber on the outside, and it's got 2 layers, and it's washable, and you can do like awesome doggy style position on it, and like just all the angles, and it's just amazing. It's
Nice. And it vibrates?
No, but
No,
you
it's-
can get one that has like a wand attachment thing. Like you can attach your toys.
Okay.
Like they come in all kinds of varieties. But,
Nice.
yeah, that's probably mine and my honey's favorite thing that I have purchased.
So where does that live?
It lives at his house.
But like,
currently.
is it in a cubby hole? Is it under the bed, or just on the bed all the time? No, you're not here. Oh, what do you want, Awesome?
I was just wondering how expensive it is.
That's
It's
a really good question.
It was like 180 something, I think. I don't know. I spent like $400 on a trip. I bought a lot of things, but yeah, that one was like it was like 100. It was less than $200.
Okay.
But it's nice and it's pretty firm, so it's like you're not gonna sink into it or anything like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Awesome.
Could you excuse it away as saying it's like a thigh separator for your back pain when you sleep?
It's more of like you can say it's for like, oh, I have acid reflux, so I have to sleep at an angle. Like I have to sleep kind of sitting up. You could totally excuse it as that.
Yeah.
Or sitting up for playing video games or whatever. But yeah, it's a little bit large to just fit between your legs, and it folds up into like a cube, so you could turn it into like a little ottoman looking thing.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
It's origami.
Kind of, yeah.
Sex origami.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, you said you spent like $400.
Yeah.
What else did you get?
I got a few bits of lingerie.
Ooh, nice.
I picked 2 different outfits because he likes lingerie. I got some sparkly powder dust thing. I call it slut dust just because it's,
We like slut dust.
And then, oh God, so what else did I get? I got myself a toy. And oh God, I don't remember what else I got. I think that's all I got.
It's a good list.
That might have been
It's
all
a good
I got.
list. So, with your new toy that you got for yourself, if you were taking some time on your own and doing some masturbating, hoping nobody found you, if your partner did happen to walk in on you, would you stop and be embarrassed, or would you just go ahead and finish?
Well, I don't know. I think that would be something that we would talk about before, like doing it in the same house.
It's an accident. He accidentally walked in. What would you do?
Well, I'm not
That's
sure.
a tough one, huh?
Because I don't entirely know how he feels about me using toys on myself, and we don't live together, so
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean. I haven't done that while being in the same
Right.
in that kind of situation. But if that was something that he was into, like, come help me out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right. What would you like to do more of in bed?
What would I like to do more of? I do want to like try more positions, especially on that ramp thing.
Did it
'cause,
come
like,
with a book? Like, did it have like a book of suggestions?
It didn't really have a book, but it had some pictures on the box that demonstrated some different positions. I definitely want to try those out. So he gets very excited, and sometimes he forgets. But like I have some like leather cuffs that we can use, and I'm trying to get him to use those, but sometimes he forgets.
Aw.
So I'm like, get some more.
So
of
a
that
little
out.
bit of restraining while you're
Yeah,
having some sexy
and I feel
times.
like I need to suck his dick more. I feel like
I
need to
think
do that.
every guy is going to say, yeah,
Yeah,
that,
I feel like
yes, we agree.
And I figured out like the methods that work best for me, so I think we can make that happen. Because
Good.
like just having him lay down flat and then trying to hold myself up with my knees, I'm like, no, you got to either be standing or like more towards the edge of the bed. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I gotta suck his dick more.
Yeah. You know what my favorite position, just if this helps you out, I like to be laying on the bed with my head kind of hanging off a little bit.
Yeah, my mother
then-
told me about that one.
Yeah, and then
Don't
they
ask
just,
me how that.
you don't have to really do anything. Just open your mouth and they just,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
fuck
I have a sensitive gag reflex, so I'm like working on that.
okay.
So I
That's
gotta work on my gag reflex a little bit before I can do that. But
Oh,
no,
okay,
totally.
wait. It just registered what you said. Your mom told you?
Yeah. So
That seems like an interesting
Yeah.
conversation.
my mother and I always had a very open kind of relationship. It was more of like want more of like a best friend type thing.
Okay.
And I feel like that's why I listened to her, is because you know how most parents are like, oh, I'm your parent, not your friend.
Right.
Well, because my mom was my friend, I was more likely to listen to her because she wasn't like, oh, you can't do that because I said so. It was like, yeah, you should probably not do that because that's fucking stupid.
Right.
So,
Or if you are going to do it like this.
yeah. So, yeah, she just wanted me to live my best life. And so she tried to give me the best advice she could for, to accomplish that.
That's
so she's
awesome.
Like, she's
That's
like,
so good.
you're trying to deep throat. You got to do it this way. I'm like, cool.
Thanks, Mom.
She gave me my first set of restraints, too. So,
That's,
yeah.
yeah, very cool.
I mean, in her defense, if your kid's going to want to be restrained, you want them to use quality equipment.
Exactly.
Like something
yeah.
they bought off of Wish, and they end up, hurting themselves or...
Right. Okay, you're not here. Shush.
Sorry.
Okay. While you're having sex, have you ever fantasized someone else? Like, not your partner, but someone else?
No. I kind of can't. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if I think about anybody else, the plumbing just shuts off.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Well, that's fair. All right. What is the best sex you've ever had?
The best sex I've ever had. Well, it keeps getting better.
That's awesome.
Like,
So,
it
like,
just-
last night was the best ever.
Well, we didn't have sex last night,
I'm just saying.
but we did do something a few nights ago. That I'm sure you have another question that I could talk about that situation.
Well, the other one I don't think you probably have done. So, would you or have you ever had group sex?
I have not, and I don't think I would. Just because I don't know it.
Would you want to watch?
I'd probably
sex?
watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably watch, but I don't think I would
Yeah.
partake.
That's what I have. Did you want to give a little bit more information about your bestest sex that you had the other night?
I thought you were gonna ask about a dream.
A dream.
'Cause you
Oh,
said something about
yes. Have you ever had a sex dream?
I have a lot of sex dreams.
You naughty girl. I like it.
I'm disgusting.
Yes. Can you remember any of them? Or you had mentioned earlier that.
So I don't remember a lot of them, but I guess my honey had a sex dream not too long ago. And the next day he was just like, I had this dream and now we gotta do it. So
I love it.
so yeah, we proceeded to get out that wedge. I had to take a plan B the next day.
Oh, what? Dang.
Yeah. We have that kink. We share that kink, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Cream pies all around.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's our thing. And yeah. So we had to, and it was awesome.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Well, what'd you do? Was it doggy? Were you?
Yeah. So okay. he's probably not gonna like that I'm spilling this much information. His mouth game is so fucking on point. So it always starts off that way. So I at least get off once from that. I always make sure I get off once from that. And then we proceeded to do like a couple different positions, and then he's like, okay, you got to get up on the wedge, doing the doggy style. Like he does, I don't know what he's doing back there, but it's fucking working. And then, yeah.
You're making all the noise.
Next thing I know, he's like, okay, you need to hold your hand there or it's going to go spilling everywhere. Let me grab you a towel.
Oh my God.
So we're trying to figure out how for me to get my hand back there. Got this wedge underneath me. We're just like, have you ever
Clean up on aisle 3. Clean up on aisle 3.
On bed 3.
have you ever seen like when, okay, this is a really bad analogy, but like when dogs lock together?
Yeah.
We're like kind of like, how do we unlock right now without making
Water hose. Somebody has to hit you guys with a water hose.
Oh
you
my
just
gosh.
separate.
Wait, I just had a weird, because I've seen your honey.
She's crying.
Yeah.
She's laughing so hard she's crying.
Yeah, and the image in my head was all of a sudden you two are in that position and he knocks you like I don't think humans can do that.
No, but like we're just kind of like stuck where he's just like sitting there inside of me, and he's like, if I pull out, it's gonna come out and it's gonna go all in place. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
For that cleanup on aisle 3, bring the mat aside.
So at this moment, I would like to welcome the Gotham Press podcast co-hosts.
Yay!
So now Awesome and Thief are here, and we're going to talk about stuff. But first, let's thank our patrons for supporting us during this horrible time.
I heard something earlier today that said this is the most cataclysmic year that most people have ever had.
Cataclysmic.
Cataclysmic.
That does not sound
Probably-
like a real word.
It is.
Probably not true for the people who lived in the place that the volcano erupted and
Right.
destroyed.
Oh, geez.
That
Yeah.
was probably a worse year for them. I mean, just, guessing, but
Did that happen recently?
Probably. Yeah.
I don't
I
watch
said
the
most
news,
people,
sorry.
not all people.
right.
Where did that happen? Volcano.
What year?
Oh,
Like,
not this
there's
year.
A bunch.
I thought you meant like this year.
No, but I mean, as far as years ago, worse years for them.
Oh my
2020 is
gosh.
probably not that bad.
Okay. Sure. Patrons. Thanks, patrons.
I just wanted to happy note it there for a second.
Let's bring that back around.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, patrons, for supporting the Gotham Press podcast. We love you all.
Peaches and cream.
If you want to join to become a patron, just go to patreon.com/Gotham Press Podcast, and you can join for as little as $1 a month.
What's the most you can be on there for?
Man, I should probably know the answer to that.
Because I know it's like, I know you can do 5, 10, 15, maybe.
There it goes up. I think the
Or
most
is
you
it
can
5,
do.
10, 20?
I think the most you can do is 100, but I think that's just a one time.
Yeah, that's the where Greedy gets pierced, right?
Yes. Hey, B. We need to get more people so we can get Greedy pierced up again.
Oh.
Yes.
What are we piercing on him?
That is a very good question that we would have to ask him.
I believe he said it was up to either you, B, or
His mistress.
the person. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I do think she should have a significant
She
say.
would definitely
I was just
the
gonna say,
say.
I was just gonna say like, he's just gonna like Jacob's Ladder.
Oh.
Aren't I already supposed to do a Jacob's Ladder?
You are on,
Zealist?
yeah, Zealous.
Zealist, yeah.
Online. I mean, on show. Like, we're supposed to record it while you do
All right.
it.
So since you're here, can you describe for the listeners that don't know what is a Jacob's Ladder?
A Jacob's Ladder is a penile piercing that basically it looks like a ladder up the underside of the shaft. I mean, you can do it on the top side too, but that's definitely a snag risk. But yeah, it's basically just horizontal barbells going across the shaft. on the
Have you
underside.
done one of those before?
I have. I've done
How long does it take generally? How long does it take generally?
to pierce or to heal.
Yes.
Right.
And how
So-
many do you do for the ladder?
It depends on the anatomy of the person.
Okay.
To pierce, not very long. It's pretty quick procedure, especially if I have my taper and my jewelry already kind of lined up and everything.
Yeah, from what Anemic said, you can make things go really quickly.
I certainly try. I try to minimize the amount of pain that somebody goes through.
She
when
saw
they-
God. She saw God. She said, I heard her.
Was it Alanis Morissette?
It was God.
I know.
Yeah.
Was God
I
Alanis
don't,
Morissette?
I don't. She didn't specify.
She doesn't watch movies. She doesn't get that reference.
I watch shows, remember? Sorry. Continue.
was I saying?
Jacob's Ladder, how long does it take to heal?
To heal, so I never really give like definite healing times for people because it really depends on your body and how you heal, the environment that you're in. I'd say for a full heal on something like that, because it's such thin tissue, and I'd say 6 months to like fully, completely heal. I mean, trust me, you don't have to wait to have sex for a full 6 months.
That's what I was
But-
going to say next is like, does that mean no touching at all?
No. So most of the time when people get genital piercings, do it whenever you're comfortable. Like don't worry about waiting. Just make sure you use protection, keep everything clean, but don't
Oh, so wear a condom?
preferably, yeah.
Ooh, that would be really
Interesting.
uncomfortable to get on and off, I would think, with the little balls. Do they stick out? No, I don't. I'm
they
picturing
shouldn't
They're
stick out super
round
far.
though, so I mean
they don't
it's
stick
not-
out past the girth.
No,
No,
especially
they're-
when they're erect. Yeah, it shouldn't stick out that
So
far.
just
And
little
you're
lines of balls.
unrolling the condom, not like trying to slide it on like a sock. So
yeah.
I mean, if you're reusing condoms,
No, don't do that.
that's,
Thief.
Don't do that. That's
it could be somebody's
Stop talking
fetish,
about your past.
present and future. That's all I got myself for Christmas.
Well, I know. I watched
Aw.
you through your window wrap it up.
Oh,
I know where you are now, remember?
I just tie a knot in the very end. Then you, pretty soon you get like all these knots.
And then it
'cause
fits
they,
finally?
They unroll really, really far. So you can get quite a few knots in the end of them before.
And then you have a strand of anal beads.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Especially if you come inside them and then you tie a knot and then you reuse it and then you tie a knot.
Yeah, and, you know.
It's all connected.
What has happened to this podcast?
Self-centipede.
No.
What? A self-centipede?
Yep.
No legs, though.
Depends on how. Never mind. I have a question for B.
Yes.
Is there any piercing you would not do on somebody?
Ooh, that's a good question.
There are a few piercings that I would not do simply because they're not safe. Any horizontal tongue piercing, which no reputable piercer is going to do that. So, commonly known as snake eye piercings or frog eye piercings, but basically it's a barbell or curved barbell that goes across either the tip of the tongue or the center of the tongue. Those are not safe. Horizontal lip piercings. Just stuff like that.
Don't you have like a huge vein in your tongue?
You have a few veins in your tongue, which that's one issue, but it's not. There's a lot of issues that come with that. Your tongue is made up of several muscles, and when you pierce horizontally like that, you're kind of pinning those muscles together, and it really limits your movement in your mouth. And if you do it on the tip of your tongue, that's also, think about how often the tip of your tongue touches your teeth. Say that 5 times fast.
Tip of your tongue
that-
touches your teeth. Tip of your tongue
the-
touches your teeth.
The jewelry is going to be constantly rubbing up against your teeth and your gums,
It'll break your teeth.
and it'll wear down your enamel and your gum line, and you cannot get that back.
No, but you can get new teeth.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Even if we know somebody?
Heck yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very expensive.
Sorry, and painful.
No, the pain's
Got to
okay.
go through the shots and the grinding of the teeth to put new veneers on or whatever you're gonna do. Have them removed, put an implant.
So what
It's a
you're
long
Sounds
process.
so hot.
So what you're saying, Lala, is no matter how big of a masochist you are, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Are you a sadist?
Maybe.
Just wondering.
Just a little bit.
Okay, again, sadist is
Were you like
to cause pain.
to cause or to witness?
Okay, and masochist, you like it to be
Yeah.
done to you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So myself and a masochist would get along very well.
one day I'm gonna remember all this. Just like a show and a movie is completely different,
They're not completely
Supposedly-
different.
according to
They're different enough.
they're different enough.
But talking about shows and movies.
Well, wait. First,
Okay.
let's do a shout out for our sponsors.
Oh, did
we
we
do
still
that?
have those?
We
I
we
missed
do-
last week. I didn't
we
know.
Do.
Who knew?
Oh, that's
I
right. You were not here last week.
No.
Oh, so sad.
I know. I set like 3 alarms. Apparently they went off because they weren't still set when I woke up later that night. But because I was going to try to be here.
You were tired. It's okay.
I miss Jack.
You did miss Jack. He was
That makes me
adorbs,
sad.
as always.
Indeed, he was. Indeed, he was. All right. So, yes, we do still have sponsors. Steve, who's our first sponsor?
I'll give you a hint.
Let me think.
Bzz, bzz.
Is it electricians?
No. She's sitting right there.
Oh, Still Brat Passies. That's one.
That is one.
That was last week, but yes.
That was last
Steel
week.
Yeah.
Brat Passies,
So
yes.
not a sponsor anymore.
Yes,
You
she
guys
is.
scared him
Still
off,
a
and now he's like,
sponsor. He's still a sponsor.
He's still a sponsor, yes. I'll go for the next one. So the next one is the incredible, incomparable JW Haddles.
Very talented.
Very talented. Very good equipment to use on whatever you want to hit.
Excellent craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
And Lala, how would you give us our third?
I always get the name wrong, but she's sitting right across from me, and I always want to call her Bee Stings.
I mean,
But it's
you're not wrong.
Piercings by
Bee. I can't say that. Every time I forget the piercings part.
It's okay.
It's just because bee stings. It would sting if you pierced me. It would sting.
It does sting.
You should just call it bee stings.
I feel like some people wouldn't get that though. Like if I put bee stings on my business card, they would be like, "What the hell?"
Can I get a quart of honey, please?
especially if they saw your TikTok.
Oh
They'd be
god.
like, oh wait.
Yeah.
Stilettos are probably sharp, so I don't know.
Yeah, as of late, I've been kind of not posting as much piercing stuff on TikTok because I'm trying to not have minors on my TikTok while I have the things.
Oh,
BDSM things.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I've been kind of easing up on the piercing stuff because, like, just this morning I had a 14-year-old message me on Instagram from TikTok, and I'm like, oh gods, no,
Nope.
you do not need to be looking at my stuff.
So how is it going with COVID? Are you still able to practice your piercings?
So
or-
far, yes. I think somebody said something about, we're still going to be able to stay open just because of how clean tattoo shops are supposed to be.
It's like a medical situation, really.
Yeah, we definitely try to keep it that way. And I've been pretty diligent about the protocols in the shop, scheduling appointments so that we don't have excess people in the lobby. And I've got hand sanitizer up at the front and yelling at people when they don't wear the masks properly. I've been trying to be nice, but I'm really losing patience with people.
I have a question. What is the worst version of you that you've seen of somebody trying to wear a mask?
Oh God. I almost caused a scene at the Michael's Craft Store not too long ago.
Oh no.
Oh, this lady's walking around without her mask on, and I'm like, okay, try to be nice, B. Try to be nice, just ignore it. And then we're up at the front, and she's checking out right next to me, and so I turn to my person ringing me up, and I'm like, are you guys not allowed to enforce the mask policy once people are in here? And I'm saying this loud enough so that bitch face McGee next to me, can hear me. And the cashier turns to the lady and is like, ma'am, you need to have a mask while you're in the store. And this fucking Karen, is holding a mask in her hand and just kind of waves it at the cashier. And so I turn to her and I go, it goes on your face. So she puts it over her ears, but not, it's just strapped to her chin.
Wow.
And I'm like, are you serious right now? Cover your plague hole, lady.
Your plague.
You're breathing your germs all over the place. And she's got a 5-year-old in her cart, and I'm like, you're putting that small child at risk right now? With your nonsense, I can't.
I was at Big Lots the other day, and a woman was behind us, and she had full makeup. Okay, I don't even do that anymore because why? I'll do my eyes, but I'm not going to do full makeup. It makes the mask dirty. It rubs off. It looks funny if you're not wearing your mask, whatever. So full face makeup, and she had her thing under her chin, and she's just in there fanning herself. It's so hot. It's so hot. It's so hot in here. And I'm just like, get out. Go away. I don't like you. But I'm not brave enough to say anything because,
Yeah.
It's just not me.
I'm a bitch, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Luckily in the shop we haven't had that much of a problem. I just have to remind people to quit dick nosing and cover their noses. When you just have your nose out,
Right.
Oh yeah.
which COVID comes out of your nose more than it does your mouth, apparently.
Yep.
So, while I was on my travels, I wasn't working in the front, so I didn't have to deal with the mask holes up at the front.
The mask holes.
Yeah, so that was for the door attendant to take care of.
Wait, your travels? Where'd you go?
I spent the last few months in Oklahoma City at this gorgeous piercing studio called 23rd Street Body Piercing.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us about it? How was your experience there?
Oh my God. I've never seen so much jewelry in all of my life, but the amount of gold in that, amazing. Their cleanliness is better than a hospital.
Oh wow.
They have HVAC units in every room. Every room has its own HVAC.
Okay.
They have the UV lights in the air system to sterilize the air as it circulates.
Oh, wow.
They have air purifiers in a bunch of the different rooms.
How large of a place is this?
It was pretty large. Like it's not like a small little hole in the wall. Like this is, and I mean they've been doing this for 25 years. They had just had their 25-year anniversary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then, you know, they have the tattoo side is separate, so it's like it's all one business, but it's two separate businesses. If that makes sense.
Okay, no, I understand.
Yeah, so like they're right next to each other, but they have like a little swinging door, which was pretty cool. So the tattooers and the piercers got to stay separate from each other.
Okay, so 23rd Street. So where is this again? Is 23rd just any 23rd Street in America?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's like downtown
So-
Oklahoma City.
So a tattoo shop in Oklahoma City is much more up to date and state of the art than anything that we have here in California. And I can't even make a double wide comment about anything in Oklahoma. Like,
You'd be
what the hell?
surprised. Okay, so when I think of Oklahoma, like I've only ever driven through Oklahoma, and all I could see was like red dirt everywhere.
oh, I love the red dirt though.
Like
It's awesome.
That's all I had ever seen. I did not expect a studio like this somewhere like Oklahoma. Like you walk in there and it's like the front is like a luxury jewelry store type of deal, and then you get to the back and it's like hospital rooms. Well, not hospital rooms, but like doctor's offices.
I was gonna say, do they have like the bed in
The
there?
gurneys and stuff.
Yeah.
No, but they had like, you know, every room is up to APP standards, Association of Professional Piercers. You know, every room has its own sink. Every room has, you know.
So something you just said, something we just said about the gurneys, that would be really interesting for like a Halloween theme. Like during Halloween, the tattoo parlor actually just has gurneys to wheel in the
That'd be-
quote unquote patients.
That'd be very expensive.
I know. I'm just saying, just as a thing, just like have a gurney. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
so who's next for their tattoo or piercing or whatever? All right, on the gurney, and just wheel them back to wherever it's being done at.
Right.
Or just leave them in the hallway, covered with a sheet.
Right.
Like, so it just look like dead people lying in the hallway.
Just take a nap. We'll be with you in about 15 minutes.
That's what I would do. I'd slip away to one of them.
They wouldn't know you were. They wouldn't think you were dead though, because you'd probably be snoring.
Snoring. Yeah.
Now, what'll happen is one of the either tattoo artists or the piercers will sneak in there. Where is XYZ? I think I saw him go on to Gurney 5.
Right.
Wake him up.
Okay, let's get back to reality.
Back to reality.
I'm just curious. So, are they individual rooms, like a cubby room? Like,
Yeah, like imagine going to your doctor's office.
Yeah.
And, you know, they take you back and they're like, okay, you know, we're going to go to this room here and close the door. I mean, most of the time we would pierce with the door open because, you know, I prefer to have the door closed because I have some auditory processing problems. And if there's a bunch of different voices going on, I can't understand what my client is saying or what I'm saying. So
Okay, yeah.
I prefer to have the door closed. But yeah, like there's a medical chair in there. Like we use the same kind of medical chairs that you'd see in a doctor's office. You know, it looks like a doctor's office, except we have prettier pictures on the walls.
Do you think it was actually a clinic at one time, and you that particular thing
Actually,
took over?
Before it was 23rd Street Body Piercing, it was a florist.
Oh,
Apparently,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
that was 25 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah, apparently it was a florist,
interesting.
and they've built on everything. The room that I was in, I love bragging about this because it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. The room that I was in, I believe was the last room that they built, and they built it specifically for Elaine Angel. You guys probably don't know who Elaine Angel is, but she wrote the Piercing Bible, so she is like piercing
person.
Like
royalty. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
Yeah. So it made me feel a little tingly.
While you were there, you enjoyed doing your piercings. You had a great room. Did you have any kinky fun?
Yes.
Ooh, what did you do? What'd you do?
Well, of course, this was not at the studio. So let me just clarify: there was no kinky stuff happening at the studio. But there apparently is a very big kink community in Oklahoma City. So before I went to Oklahoma City, I decided to get myself vetted and, you know, FaceTime the, you know, front runners of a dungeon out there. And it was nice. The building was nice and everything. Not the same kind of crowd. you know.
Like what? Like how are they different?
I mean, of course, due to COVID, it's going to be a much smaller crowd, but I don't know. I feel like when I went there, like nobody really wanted to talk to us, and
Were you the new kids?
yeah, and I think we were also the youngest people there.
Oh.
So
People say that about us too, though.
What?
Like when they first go, they don't really feel like anybody like
Interacts.
because people have their little groups that they kind of fall into for comfort reasons, and sometimes it's hard to like welcome people as much as we should.
yeah, but I feel like we've always had enough members that like, you know, at some point we notice somebody sitting alone, and we're like, hey, yo, what's up? Like,
Yeah,
What-
if
what's
they
your
stick
deal?
around that long.
True.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like when I first came in, it was automatically like, let's stick you somewhere.
Okay, but look at you.
Okay.
Look at you and look at how you dress, and you're all cute and all.
So then, I don't know.
No.
No,
Well,
don't worry. You don't have to know. We know.
yeah, it's true.
But
We're all like, ooh, we
You
want to
should
be
hold
her
up
friend.
a mirror while saying that too.
I'm talking
must-
about B.
I know.
Talking about B.
Should
Yes.
you be easily talking about yourself as well?
No.
Just saying. Just saying.
Anyway,
The
so
lead and the anchor of the show.
I want. How
That's what you are.
I am not the lead and the anchor.
You are. You are the tits and the ass.
Oh.
Except for today.
Except for
You're
today.
only one of those for today.
I'll be the tits. You be the ass.
I'm always the ass.
You got a great ass. So how many people were there at the dungeon?
It was maybe in total at a time like 10.
And so was it like our area where they have like a seating and chatting and then
Yeah.
a dungeon separated, like a
Yeah.
home, or was it more of a warehouse industrial type?
It was more of like a warehouse type situation. Let me say that their COVID protocols were top notch.
Okay.
Like they took your temperature at the door, masks were fully enforced. Like it was pretty strict. And
So what you're saying, there were no Karens there.
yeah, there was no Karen
Okay.
happening. So you know, otherwise I wouldn't have gone because I'm me.
Safety.
But yeah, I don't know. We go in and they had us fill out our paperwork just like we do here, and then they give us they have a video that they play for you.
Oh.
And then, the guy at the front kind of demonstrates, he talks you through it or whatever.
I kind of have a feeling we should have Shock record a video.
Yeah, I was going to say, Shock's
Right?
ears just pricked up when she said that.
He's all-
Video? Yeah, it's a great idea.
Right. Just like, the whole spiel at the very beginning, just have it playing on a big TV, just do that thing.
Right,
that
here,
way,
watch
right?
this video. If you have any questions afterwards, Shock's right here to answer them.
Yeah. And then the tour,
Yeah.
give the tour
Yeah.
afterward. That way you don't have to, use up all your breath on the first beginning spiel.
This is true.
I
And I
do
mean-
think he likes to be up front talking, though. I think he likes it. So
I think it reaches more people, too. Like, if it was just playing on the screen, it'd be like when you go to court,
Oh,
like
yeah.
traffic court, and they make you watch the video, and you're
I
just
hate
like,
that. I just want to play on my phone.
yeah, you're just like, dude, come on. Like,
Well,
we
wasn't-
don't care.
It wasn't like just watch this video and, like go fuck yourself. It was kind of like having like a PowerPoint type thing. Of
Oh,
like,
okay.
Okay.
Oh.
so
okay.
he like chatted through it. Like a lot of the stuff was on the screen, but he kind of
said it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he did
Okay, that
thing,
works.
too.
So how big was the dungeon?
It was pretty big. It was like, oh God, I wouldn't be able to give you like a square footage.
I was going to say double R's, 15 times R.
That's all Greek to me. But there were like, I want to say 6 different like play stations. Like there were, I want to say 3 St. Andrew's crosses. There was a like spanking station. They had stocks,
Oh,
like wooden stocks.
Yeah.
They had a medical area.
nice.
So they did have like a gurney type thing with like a medical setup. I thought that was pretty cool.
That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they had oh God, I wouldn't even know what to call it. They had something in the very middle to where you could like strap somebody in and have their arms out, and just it was super cool. Oh, and they had a whipping post. That was rad. Yeah.
Nice.
And so you said we. Who did you go with?
It was my honey and I.
Oh, so he went with you.
Yeah.
Did he stay there the whole 3 months?
Yeah. Well, because I took 2 different trips. The first trip out there was only like 10 days.
Okay.
And, we decided that we couldn't be away from each other for that long. Especially, the additional, it was like 2.5 months the second trip. So he went with me the second trip. And we stayed with our friends, the Hendersons. I can name drop. I'm allowed to do that.
Oh yeah.
Like Harry and the Hendersons?
I guess.
La,
So
la.
the Hendersons, Shane Henderson is a piercer at 23rd Street.
Oh, okay.
He's the homie, and then his wife Rosie. They're just so dear to my heart.
Aw.
So they let us stay with them, and Mama Carla, Shane's mom. I give her a little shout out because I love her so much.
Aww.
I just thought about it. So after this goes up, are you going to be like, hey, I talked about you on this podcast?
Yes. So I got permission from the owner of the studio because I was like, hey, I'm going to be on this podcast. Like, is it cool if I talk about it? You know, like, because it's a kinky podcast. Like, there's going to be some dirty stuff. And he's like, yeah, sure. You know, send me the link whenever you're done. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
You need to know in advance.
Just as a heads up, I'm going to be like, okay, so you might want to skip this first part and maybe this part, but I'm going to talk about the studio from this part to this part. So, I mean.
So what I'll make sure I do is in the show notes, I'll be like, hey, we talked about 23rd Street from this point to this point.
Yeah.
And then we went off the rails.
Yeah, then we started talking about some disgusting, which honestly, the owners of the studio are super fucking cool. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mind all of the dirty, raunchy stuff, but in case they don't want to listen to that.
Well, no one
let them
says
know.
we're going to get dirty and raunchy. I mean, on the show
very
notes,
beginning.
I see like a little bit of like Wonder Woman going on. So we are going to get a little nerdy. So
Yeah.
We'll get back around to all
The
that.
very beginning, yeah. Was it raunchy though?
Might be a little information.
little
Maybe they
Raunchy?
don't want to know that
Sexy
about
talk.
me.
I'll say raunchy is dependent on the person that's listening.
Yeah.
There's some people that think like, oh my God, they talked about touching somebody. That's too raunchy for some people.
Yeah.
True.
But
Holy macanolies.
I mean, honestly, and I was
handle
thinking
it.
about this the other day. If you're in the piercing industry and you're not cool with kink, you don't really know your piercing history.
Oh my.
Because
That's kink and piercing. Piercing comes from a lot of kink.
Stuff.
Yeah, like the whole like leather movement. Yeah,
okay.
the I can't remember if they call him the godfather or the grandfather of piercing. Jim Ward was, you know,
Was he kinky?
kinky,
The leather-
gay community, like
Yeah.
all that jazz, you know.
Okay.
So they have a picture of him from way back in the day wearing all leather, signed by him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you feel a
Very
little
nice.
tingly between your legs right now? Because
I think Lala wants you tingling between your legs.
I want everyone tingly between their legs
Constantly.
constantly.
I should probably get that checked out.
I was gonna say it could just be bad circulation.
Oh,
For okay.
wow.
Thinking like when your leg goes to sleep and then you move and it like comes back and you get the tingles.
Oh, can we go back to the piercing Jacob's ladder thing? I have a question.
Sure.
So, do you pierce it when they're erect?
No.
What? Okay, but then some are showers or not showers and growers, and then it's bigger, and so then when they grow, they might be spaced out like really far, or like
Yes, but most of the time they're not going to be erect. They're not going to be walking around erect most of their day to day, and
Yeah.
you have to compensate for that. So if you space the jewelry too close together when they're not erect, that can cause some definite
Some
problems with the
issues.
healing.
they'll be
Yeah.
like clink 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 when
Yeah,
they walk.
you're gonna be jingling like a coin thief. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah. But a good, assessment of the anatomy beforehand.
A really good assessment.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it difficult? Do they get erect when you like are looking it over? Because this hot chick is checking out my junk, and I'm gonna get a little bit.
I
chubby.
tried to make it as
Professional.
clinical as possible. I try to, because to me, genitals.
You don't
are
like
just-
lip your lips and like
No.
wink.
She
and,
pulls
like-
over the medical tray with like the scissors and the knife on it, and then just looks up at him and says, "Don't," and goes about her
Don't.
business.
Don't even think
Don't.
about it. And
Yep.
besides that, like most of the time, if I'm doing a genital piercing, specifically a penile piercing, I'm a little bit wary of people with penises. So I tend to make sure that there are other people in the shop to make sure that person's not going to try anything funny.
Oh,
because
okay.
Make sure
sometimes that do be happening.
Make sure the scalpel is nearby.
Make sure I have an 8-gauge needle as close to me as possible.
Oh. Yee. Well, real quick, for those who don't know, what is an H gauge?
An 8-gauge needle is probably about as thick as a drinking straw.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a drinking straw right now, and that is about, it's probably 5 millimeters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Laura, did you just say shut the front door?
I did.
And then she said 5 millimeters.
She did.
She just called it right off the top of her head. And I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, that's actually, I think she's right.
I work with millimeters.
That's
It's
true.
work.
I'm just tripping off the fact that she's like, shut the front door. It's okay. You can say shut the fuck up. You can say the words.
Do you not know me?
I know
Do
you.
you not know me?
Do any of us truly know you?
We're just trying to corrupt you in the good way.
You've heard me say a bad word.
And we need you to say more.
I think I said HELL the other day.
Anyway.
H-E double hockey stick.
Yes.
Double hockey stick.
Are you going to do any more traveling? Do you have any more like piercing studios that you're going to go show off your talents to? Or
I hope so. So the owner of 23rd Street, bless him, the nicest fucking people I've ever met, and like they're like relentlessly nice. Like they're gonna be nice to you whether you like it or not.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Like, oh god, it was so weird because like California, you're like, why are you being nice to me? What do you want from me? Oklahoma, they're just fucking nice.
yeah.
Like for no reason. I don't know.
That's the Midwest.
But you know the owners, the kings, are just the nicest fucking people, whether you like it or not. But the owner said that he knows a few people that are gonna need some guest piercers coming up. They want me back
Yeah.
at 23rd Street, which I will go there several times a year.
Nice.
Like that's the fucking place to be. But I do want to travel. He said that, you know, he's going to talk to some of his friends because he's got the connections and, you know, see where I can go.
So what I'm getting from this is pretty soon we're going to hear that Beast. See, right now we just know B as bee stings. Pretty soon we're going to see B, the piercer.
In lights.
Yes.
This is Bee Stings in Vagabond Lady saying Aloha Nui from Hawaii.
Nice. Okay, wait. We got to go to Hawaii and do our podcast there so we can get.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
great.
that'd be fantastic.
No, thank you.
All right. So without
Oh,
the
really?
Yes.
Did you guys not get my reference?
Vagabond lady?
I am
Did you
lost.
say vagabond lady?
Oh, wait, you guys.
I am
Never
lost.
mind.
Did you say vagabond?
No.
In,
For the listeners that did get that, congratulations. You know more than the podcast host.
did you guys not watch Gilligan's Island?
Yes, but what did you say?
Vagabond. Lady.
Vagabond Lady. That was in one of the episodes.
You,
One of the
I was like, you
episodes.
said-
Actually, I think it was 2 episodes.
Oh my goodness.
how many episodes of
But it was-
Gilligan's Island are there?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
There's a lot.
But I
Exactly.
watched them a lot.
I've seen.
Was she
Gilligan's
like
Island.
someone who landed there?
No, she was like flying over the island,
Yeah.
and they picked it up on their radio. And I guess the skipper had a dream that you know
Oh.
where he was reliving his military when he was at Guadalcanal, and he turned a receiver into a transmitter, and they're trying to turn the radio so that they can talk to the lady in the
Okay.
airplane. Yeah,
Okay, so I haven't seen that particular episode.
yeah,
Okay, me either. I don't know.
So I've seen a lot of TV. I have not seen that one.
yeah.
It's okay. I'll be all right. But you know what I have seen? I've seen Wonder Woman. Both the old school Wonder Woman, the new movie, and I'm excited. The new movie, Wonder Woman 84, which kept getting pushed back because of motherfucking COVID. Fuck you, COVID. Anyway.
He's very passionate about his
hashtag.
hate for.
Hashtag. Anyway, Wonder Woman 84, it finally has an actual release date. It's going to be released on Christmas Day, both in theaters and on HBO Max.
In theaters.
Are we
Yes.
able to go to the theater?
In theaters.
Not
Well-
everybody, but some places can.
There are some places that have theaters open, and worldwide, you have theaters open because a lot of countries do better than America sometimes with this.
Like all of them.
You mean with COVID?
Yes,
I've heard something about like everywhere else has gotten rid of it. Like
most places, yeah.
yeah, like most other countries are like, yeah, we're done with that. We're
Yeah.
all walking around without our masks, and we're all fine.
Yeah. But what's going to happen is they're releasing it in theaters for anyone, unlike Disney and their Mulan release, where it's like, hey, even if you have Disney Plus, you still have to pay an extra
30.
$30 for Mulan.
Which was not that good.
Which was not. Wonder Woman 84. If you have an HBO Max account, go ahead and watch it. It's free for a month.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yep. So from Christmas Day till a month later, you can watch it as much as you want because it's just available on there.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
I haven't heard much about the new Wonder Woman. Is that going to have Gal Gadot in
Yes.
it? Nice.
She rides lightning.
That's hot.
Yeah. I've only seen one preview of it, and I was like, okay, this looks like it's actually going to be pretty good. Like, I enjoyed the first one. There were a couple of the parts I was like, yeah, but for the most part, I enjoyed the movie.
The trailer that features the Stranger Things mall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lala is completely confused.
Well, I don't watch previews, but I'm looking forward to it because I love Wonder Woman. She's awesome, especially 84. Yeah,
I usually don't really like superhero movies, but I love all the girl power stuff that's coming out. Like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I liked Birds of Prey.
I did too.
Like,
I loved it.
It was okay.
I thought it was
It was
awesome.
all right. I was really wanting to love it, and it just was so much about Harley. I didn't like it.
That was kind of the point, though.
It just took for. Oh, but you know what? I found her jacket. Where did I find her jacket? Because I loved her jacket.
I think they had it at Hot Topic.
Was it a Hot Topic?
I've seen it at Hot Topic.
I don't know, but I almost bought one because I thought it was so cute. But I'm 60 years old and wearing a Harley's, car wash jacket. I don't think
Okay,
it's-
listen here.
Huh.
If I can pierce the genitals of an 80-year-old person, you can wear a fucking jacket.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did. Multiple times.
Oh, a man
like, pin
or a
them up?
woman?
A man, yes.
His penis or his testicles?
Penis. Several in the penis.
Like a ladder, but not. No?
Not a ladder just yet.
Oh, but you're
That
getting
was
there.
one that we were working on.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, Lala, what we're saying is buy the fucking jacket.
Yeah, I can't remember where I saw
Just
it.
buy the fucking jacket.
It was really cute.
Listeners, if you know where that jacket is, go ahead and send the Gotham Press Podcast a message, gothampresspodcast@gmail.com, or you can join our Discord and message Lala directly to tell her where that fucking jacket is.
Remember where it was? You do? Where?
She's looking back at Bradler.
Oh, it was the Halloween store. It was at Spirit. That's right.
I'm sure you can find it
Gone
somewhere
for
else.
good. Probably at spirithalloween.com.
I would say the internet is a thing.
Anyway, enough about that.
You know what? Yeah, enough about that.
I
Go
really
ahead.
liked the end of Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Did not like the beginning where she was just lamenting Joker the whole time. It was just like, get over it. Just tell me more story of something else.
Yeah, the
More story of
talking,
something
the
else.
narrating type stuff. But I feel like she was also, like, that was kind of to show, like, her talking to herself almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like we got more of, like, the actual Harley out of that because we got the more, like, demented. We also got a lot of, like, psychology terminology because people forget she's a doctor.
She's
She
a psychiatrist,
yeah,
professional.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's cool. We got some of that out of her, you know.
Could she prescribe meds?
Well, she could at one point. Oh, dear God.
What? No, so, questions. Has anybody ever came to you as like for piercings that were fetish, kind of more for fetish stuff, like nipple piercings, but they wanted to run a chain to like a cage on the crotch or anything like that?
Yes.
That is awesome.
So I get a lot of people who are like, I had one person who wanted a Prince Albert piercing, which is a penile piercing, and he wanted a captive bead ring, and he wanted to be able to
I'm
attach
sorry.
a leash to it.
You wanted a what?
A Prince Albert?
No, I knew that part. You said a captive bead ring?
It's basically a ring with a little ball on it.
Okay.
That's held in with spring tension.
Oh.
So it's the typical ring with a ball.
Okay.
Kind of like what I have in my ear here.
Right. No, I get what you mean now. It's just the terminology.
Yeah.
Oh, so the ball, you can move the ball and put like a chain, like a link of a chain in there?
Well, no, the ball is in there.
Oh.
It ain't going anywhere.
Oh,
But
okay.
he could clip a leash to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was ultimately what he wanted to go for. So yeah, a lot of the stuff that I do.
That's hot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I've done some stuff for.
Can
the
you do
community.
Brad? Can you do that to Brad for me, please?
As long
Yeah.
as he consents.
He is smiling back there.
Yeah,
He didn't say no.
he's giddy and excited.
I know. Brad, you're so cute. Okay.
But yeah, I try to be very kink friendly, because I've pierced a lot of people in the community. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, if you're trying to do some kinky stuff, let's heal it first. Don't be doing the kinky stuff with it while it's healing because you're going to piss it off.
That's gonna be hard.
Phrase
It probably will get
I
hard.
mean, well, just because like everybody I know, I've never had a piercing myself. So, but everybody that I know is like they just can't stop playing with them. Like even if they're not like naughty parts, but just just regular, they're just like I can't stop.
I know Grady's always over
Tongue
here playing with his
piercings, too?
nipples. Always.
Oh, but his are
playing with
healed.
his nip-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can play with them now.
And he
but-
does, trust me. But what are you talking about? They're not healed and they're just playing
Yeah,
with them? And so then they won't heal?
Well,
They'll
I
eventually.
thought you're
eventually
supposed to
heal,
twist
but-
them and
So the whole like twisting and moving them back and forth and stuff comes from back when we used to pierce with string, which we don't do anymore. That was back in ancient times, which was honestly probably like not that ancient.
how do you pierce with string?
Some like cultures will pierce with string initially, and then
How
jewelry in it
though? Like
eventually.
how is that
No,
physically possible?
you pierce with string attached to the thing
with a sewing needle,
piercing.
and then
Oh.
yeah. So you would have to move the string back and forth to keep it from healing to
Oh.
your ear. But with metal is not going to fuse to
your body,
flesh.
right.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's non-porous, so
Your skin will grow around it, kind of like a knot attached to it.
yes.
when I got my ears pierced, they said I had to twist them every day.
Where'd you get them done at though?
I don't know. I was like 13 in Santa Barbara on State Street.
Were they done with a gun?
Yeah.
the mall.
See, that's why.
It hurt really
Yeah.
bad.
If you go somewhere like Claire's or whatever, they'll tell you the same thing. That's because they're not fucking piercers.
Okay.
Tell us how you really feel, B.
Oh God, I could. Yeah. Anyways,
Anyway,
We were talking about comic book movies.
we were talking about Wonder Woman.
then we started talking about piercing dicks.
Would you ever medically stitch somebody? Like
So-
fetish wise, non-professional stuff?
That's kind of a.
No?
I'd have to look into the legalities of that. Because in order to do certain body modifications that require sutures, you do have to have a special license for that. Most of the time, you have to have a medical license, from what I understand.
I did not know that.
I mean, incognito, like within a kink setting, I'm pretty sure there's a little more leniency, but I would really have to look into that, the legality of doing that.
She's not doing it in the shop.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that.
So people who get those like ball bearings embedded in their flesh.
A lot of the time, that is done illegally, and especially if it's like a ball bearing, like a
I don't know. I'm just saying that because I
Yeah,
don't know what's
or-
under there, but like they get the lumps.
Yeah, a lot of those implants, you got to have a special license. It takes a lot of training to do something like that. But a lot of the ones that you'll see out in your day-to-day, like, if you hear that somebody has a chest piece implanted in their dick, they were probably in prison.
What?
Did you say a chest piece?
Oh, yeah. Like, they would...
Implanted in their penis?
Yeah, they would take, like, the chest pieces and file off all the pointy parts and then implant them in their dick skin.
How?
They would make a little cut, stick it under there.
Shut the
Wait,
front
hold on.
door.
I have a friend that did that with steel balls.
Shut
three of them
up.
along the
Yeah,
top.
don't do
Yep.
that. Don't
Holy-
stick things
Holy
underneath your...
macanoles.
He had it in there for
Your
so.
dermis.
It got so. Oh god.
I'm gonna have to ask you about this after we're done recording because I'm trying to picture this in my head and I can't. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Weird's okay.
Sometimes.
If, as long as you're being safe.
We gotta change the subject. I think I'm getting that
Okay, changing the
trauma.
subject.
Trauma.
Here's the thing. Well, Lala, that may be traumatic.
That might be a trigger for some people, like
It
to
could-
hear that part because it was pretty graphic.
It may be. You know what could be worse though?
Huh?
Throwing kids over fences.
What the freak?
Well, if you're French, well, not all French, but some of the French have been doing that.
No, you can't toss your kid over a fence.
It's
How tall
not-
is the fence?
Listen.
How tall is the fence?
Listen.
How tall?
It's not just tossing your kid over. If you yeet them, you're doing God's work. Okay?
Yeet the child.
Yeet
Yeet
the
the
child.
child.
How tall is the fence?
73 feet.
Fucking hell.
You really got to yeet them. Do you know how tall the fence is? Awesome.
That is a very good question that I did not see in the article that I read.
And what is the age? Like preschoolers? Like little...
I would imagine they would be easier to toss.
It is like an elementary
Can't exactly
or
toss
something.
your
It's an
high
elementary
schooler.
school.
Yeah.
Okay, but I climbed fences when I was in elementary school, but I didn't get tossed. How would you? Why not just stand there and say, "Hey, kid, climb the fence"?
Because the
then
kid
you-
doesn't
sorry.
want to go to
Okay.
school. They got to be tossed.
Hold on. It's a 6-foot gate.
6 foot gate.
6 foot gate.
That's still kind of. I mean,
That's taller than me.
they could still be.
And throw
hurt from
them.
that.
Throw them.
Yeah, well, basically get them over the fence some way, somehow, because at a very prestigious French elementary school, if their kid is not there by 8:30, the gates are locked and they are not allowed in. So for some French parents, because their kid just has to go to school, start throwing their kids over the gate.
You can't throw a kid.
Yeah, you can.
To land
You
6
sure can.
feet.
Fuck it.
Kids are
No.
rubber, aren't they?
They will adapt.
I mean, I could probably yeet a 5-year-old, but I can't guarantee the landing.
You don't need to guarantee the landing.
Well, okay, that's also a thing. The parent has to be pretty strong. If it's a adolescent kid, like what did you
5-year-old?
say?
No.
Elementary school.
Just grab an
Elementary
arm and a
school.
leg and
You don't have to be strong.
Oh, no. What am I thinking
You're
of?
using momentum to your advantage. So as they run away from you, you grab the back of their shirt and use that force to go up and over the gate.
No. What's the Olympic
slam dunk.
What is that Olympic one where they turn around with the big weighted ball?
Shot put?
Shot.
yeah, that's shot put.
Shot put. No, shot put's not the one I'm thinking of.
No.
It's like you've got the ball and it's got like a little line and you're holding it. And
Yeah, and they spin around.
Spinning
and then let
around,
go.
yeah.
I have no idea.
It's a very simple name that we're all going to hate.
Yeah.
And everybody's screaming right now.
Yeah.
For whatever they're listening to this on.
Yes.
Slingshot.
No.
Thank you, listeners, for screaming that at us.
Oh,
Sadly,
that's
we
true.
can't hear you right
yeah,
now.
sorry.
It's okay.
Can't hear you.
I mean,
But-
it might be a little easier if it's both parents tossing the kid.
Yeah,
Like
but
1, 2, yee.
okay, but still, your kid could get a broken ankle or something landing bad if they
All right.
don't know the karate roll.
Karate roll.
I mean, after being in lockdown, I've been hearing a lot of people are realizing that they don't like their children that much, so they're just trying to get rid of the damn kid
Any way
for
they
the day,
can.
Yeah.
which is really sad. Like, why have kids if you can't stand to be around them?
Everybody, here's the thing. They all love their children deeply. They don't like their children after a while, but they love them.
Like when I was a kid, we weren't even allowed inside unless it was dinner time. So I completely understand how parents are feeling right now because our parents felt the same way. They didn't want anything to do with us. Oh, you're home from school? Do your homework? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Don't come back till it's dinner time. Bye.
Man, I loved hanging out with my kids. Even more now. Whatever.
Well, even more now because they don't live with you.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
what
Brad,
did
that's
Brad
perfect.
do? What did Brad do?
You have to ask him.
What'd you do, Brad? Wait,
So
Are
are you going to tell the listeners what he did?
he's making the drinking hand motion. I drink. They drink.
They can now.
Yeah, so they can drink. They can drink now.
They can drink with you.
I don't think that's what he was
can.
trying to say back
Yeah.
there.
I don't know what he's trying to say. Anyways. So did the French school like start giving fines to parents? Or?
They put up a sign to say, "Do not throw your children over the fence."
The fact that that's necessary.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm pulling up the sign so I can show B. Continue on without me, please, for a moment.
And then there's parents that'll show up, look at the sign, and be like, "Yeah, fuck you. Here, come here, hold my hand. Okay, you ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, see you later."
The top one is the actual sign.
It's much like the signs in the borders of Mexico where the families are running across the street and the child is flying behind them. It's much like that, only it's a chain link fence with a stick man throwing a little person over the fence.
Wait, the child flying behind them?
Yeah, you've not seen these?
You mean the doll that the child is holding as they run with their?
No, I think it's the child.
Oh, you think it's the child? You think California was like, I'm gonna watch this shit. Let me. They're so fast. They're lightning fast. Look at them. Watch out. You don't even have to be that careful on I-5. They're faster than your car.
Didn't you say Mexico?
I said Mexico.
That's what I thought.
Like if you're in San Diego, like
Right,
literally
which is
there
not
are.
Mexico.
It's closer to the border.
I know.
So.
So
Yes.
Say
and
what you're
so
going to say.
It's basically like watch out for the people crossing the street, but it's
Watch out for the people flying over the fence.
no.
it's got like figures, and
OMG.
they're like running, and then
But the parent is running so fast that the kid's
The
feet aren't even
kid
touching the
is
ground.
like-
Yes,
Or is
that's
it-
what it is.
I thought it was a doll. Like
It's the
kid's holding.
kid.
Wow.
It's the kid.
You think they just hold their kids behind them? Like
They drag them until they're fluttering off the ground. Oh,
I'm flying, Mom.
you haven't seen the sign? Do you
I
not
have
get
seen
out?
the signs. I just think it's a doll.
Anyone else?
I think it's a picture
Anyone
of-
else?
No, I'm
Of
good.
like an adult,
I
a
haven't
child,
seen it,
and
but
holding a
I
doll.
believe you.
This is. Listeners, thank you for staying with us while we go off the rails once more.
Oh wow.
Like that.
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Yeeting children.
Oh, that's right.
That's how we got
This
to
is
that.
like
I'm pretty sure I have tossed a 5-year-old.
Over a fence.
Not over a fence, but I'm sure I have tossed a 5-year-old.
I mean, I have little cousins. When I was younger, I tossed them like
They
on
like
a
to be
bed.
tossed.
But not that high, and the ground beneath them is probably concrete.
yeah, like
I punched a 2-year-old. Motherfucker called me fat.
were you fist fighting a room full of toddlers?
No, it was Walgreens right before I came over here today.
Oh god.
Oh wow!
I don't know whose his parents were, but I had to leave pretty quick.
Oh god.
Do
You
not
did not.
do
No.
not believe Thief when he says things like this, please.
Don't bring your 2-year-old around.
Wow.
I mean, kids are fucking ruthless sometimes, man.
Wow. I don't know how we got to that. Now,
Why would you punch a 2-year-old?
He was being honest. Told me I was fat. So I took the Skittles out of his hand and punched him in his face.
Thief,
Liar.
Thief. No. No. Hey,
Maybe
B,
that's what I should have told him.
No?
No.
No.
But then I'm lying because I'm fat. You can't lie to kids.
Hey, B. Hey, I wanted to ask you about something. You're on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
I've seen your TikTok.
Oh god.
I remember at the beginning you were trying to do a lot of piercing knowledge and also kink knowledge. So I've seen less of the piercing and more of the kink on your TikTok now. Correct?
Yes.
All right. So
Those are just the ones he likes, so the algorithm starts feeding him those.
Yeah, it starts switching it up a little
start
bit.
switching it up. All right. So tell me about your, as it's called colloquially, I can't
Colloquially?
say. There
Just
we go.
say an
Thank you.
English word. That's all right.
I'm surprised I could say that word, honestly.
Well done. On TikTok, it's called KinkTok. So how did you find yourself doing KinkTok?
I have no fucking idea. Honestly, I don't know because this was a long time ago. Like when I first.
So how long have you been doing it then?
Oh God, over a year now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did somebody ask you a question? You're like, no, this is how you do that.
Honestly, I don't remember. I think what had happened was I posted something. I don't know. I saw somebody post something kind of sexy, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a thirst trap too." So I did like I don't know. I posted something kind of thirst trappy, and then
Like a dominatrix thirst trap?
yeah, something like that, and then just took me down the fucking rabbit hole, so to speak.
I would say for the young listeners, but the young listeners all know what a thirst trap is. For the older listeners, what's a thirst trap?
A thirst trap is basically where you just post something sexy and, you know, a little provocative, and people, what's the non-slang version of thirst? They drool over it, so to speak.
I was going to say, I know I've seen some where and this is generally done by women, but it has been done by some men as well.
There are a lot of men who do thirst traps.
Again, the algorithm doesn't show me them.
Yeah, well, they're not going to. I don't see a lot of male thirst traps either, because I feel like because I'm on KinkTok, I'm also on LGBTQ TikTok. I'm also on, so I get a lot of lesbian thirst traps, and it makes my life complete.
Yep.
I was going to say, for what I've seen, it's usually they'll be dressed in, aka regular clothes or whatever, and then they'll like toss a heel or something there and move their foot, and then all of a sudden, hey, here's my sexy look.
Right. Or just, being sexy in general. There's a lot of like thirst trap type trends. There's one where it's the lesbian thirst traps are like, the tall ones with the muscles. They'll like grab the top of a door frame so you can see their muscles. Those are spicy.
I think B needs a moment.
And I don't know what it is.
Hey, you know what? Everybody's attracted to what they're attracted to.
There's one about a drop.
A drop?
Yeah, like you drop to your knees.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know exact. I know it's not called the drop, but it's It's
they'll be walking and doing something, then they'll just like drop down to like a kneeling position, and then suddenly their outfit will be changed and all that.
Well, they don't even have to do that. It's just got like the booby jiggle when they bounce and the thighs and.
That might just be on your algorithm.
It probably
I
is.
haven't seen that
It's
one.
also right next to like the lesbians, like how does your partner react when you moan in her ear kind of thing. I get a lot of those.
There was a growl trend for a while that, I don't know, some of these people would try to growl and it just sounds like a pig snort.
Not everybody growls. Not all growls are equal.
I'm not talking about anybody in specific, in particular. Ding!
Although, I mean, pig snout sounds,
Subtle.
if you were going down on a woman and you just started making oink noises while you're down there, this could be a thing, right?
I'm sure it is a thing to some people.
Anybody? No?
Hey, listeners, if you know of this or if you're into that, please let us know. Email GothamPressPodcast at GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
You said that and not get a hold of Thief. He's ready to go.
Well, you didn't say you were into the oinking.
No. I'm just interested and curious about those who might be.
If you really want to get in touch with Thief, that would be Thief of Dreams on FetLife.
It's true.
So hit him up.
I don't even have any words for this conversation.
No?
No,
You have words right there. You just said them.
I don't. I don't watch TikTok. I don't do TikTok.
You should.
I do a lot of TikTok.
Although it's dangerous.
I don't have time.
I will get on
Sadly.
there and I'll find myself watching like a bunch of like coming out videos or after coming out videos, I guess, where they like told their parents finally and then like the parents rejected them and they're just fucking like lost. And I'm like, dude, TikTok will either turn you on or make you suicidal.
Wow.
There is some
Like,
really
there's-
sad stuff
yeah.
on TikTok. I watched something today that.
But then you read the comments and you're like, I love people. Like, people are amazing because all the comments are like,
Positive.
you're amazing. I'm your fucking mom now. What are we doing Saturday, son? Like, just, like they go hard.
There's a creator on TikTok that does hey, I'm your Korean dad. And like he does the cutest he'll be like, okay, let's go to the convenience store. And then it's like a point of view type of thing. And he'll be like, do you want these gummy bears or these gummy bears? And you see people duet him and they're like fucking crying because they're like,
Aw.
is this what a parent is supposed to fucking be like? And
Wow.
it's so fucking wholesome.
I don't say one of the ones I see a lot. There's a woman that does good nights. Like every night she will like good night to, and she'll just like list off a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Good night to
Yeah.
people who desperately need to get railed.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Her. The funny thing is, when I first saw her, I'm like, she looks so close to somebody that was in the local community. I'm like, that can't be her.
I think I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah. It's like, no, I don't think it's her. So then I had to like check a little bit into it. I'm like, okay, it's not her. She stays like somewhere in the middle of the country. I'm like, okay, so not the same person, but looks so similar. That was my segue into nothing.
I'm more concerned with the fact that you like looked her up and found out where she lives.
I
or
know.
something.
Stalker.
No. Not even looked her up. Just kind of like, because in some of her, she would like say like, "Hey," in whatever wherever she's from. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
So you had to
Stalker.
verify that she was
Sometimes
telling the
you-
truth.
Yeah, sometimes you have to go through the rest of their TikTok to find out, like, okay, like some reference type stuff.
Yeah, because I'm just like, she looks really, really close to this person.
Yeah,
There's
sometimes you need some
also
backstory.
a lot of underage kids on TikTok.
There are.
Yes.
Luckily,
Doing
I don't get many of
TikToks or
them.
just watching TikToks?
Doing
Both.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Like in a naughty way?
No.
Or not?
There can like I've been through the thirst trap thing. Like follow that was the first hashtag I think I followed, and you're like, oh, nope, that's nope. Like and you can
That person's underage.
yeah.
Which I've seen a lot on TikTok where they have like petitions like, hey, make an adult TikTok, make a actual KinkTok, all these things.
That'd be cool.
That would
or
be
or
really
even
cool.
just
Because-
separating like kids from adults.
Yeah,
That'd be
which
cool.
has been a big thing as well. They're trying to push for that, but
I thought TikTok was going off the air.
It was.
It was banned
I know that's the wrong
by the
terminology, but
MGM.
Yeah, supposedly what it was. Oh, I don't want to get political on here.
oh,
it
don't
was
get political.
it was a
Yeah.
political ploy.
But it
that's
didn't
all.
Yeah,
happen.
it was. Yeah,
It
it was.
didn't-
It was a political thing.
but it didn't happen, right? And it's not gonna happen.
It
No.
did
Okay.
happen
Because we now have a.
It did.
It just wasn't enforced. I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I know we talked about it briefly. We were like, oh yeah, but Japan still has theirs, so people can just get on theirs.
Ribbit.
or something.
Not.
We
I
talked
thought it
about
was China.
it, right?
Either way,
well,
yeah.
or
It-
China.
It was China owned or
Sorry,
whatever.
whatever country. It was over there.
Not,
Whatever country.
I like the fact it's like, yeah, any country is not America.
Little foreigners.
Oh, wow.
But
Hey,
so,
foreign listeners, we love you all.
No, I'm not. Didn't mean it. You guys took it derogatorily. Don't. Do not.
I'm sorry. Did you just call me by my middle name?
Wow. I'm sorry, B. You sound like you were going to say something.
my thing. So I've been seeing a lot of these like underage thirst trap things. I'm gonna say this, and I will die on this hill. Social media is not for children. Period. Like if you're not watching your kid on social media, you have no right to complain about anything that they find. It is not hard to lie on websites and say that you're 18.
How do you watch your kids on social media, though?
Checking their social media, their phones. Like if you care about what your kids are doing on social media,
They're clearly going to have more than one account.
well, yeah, but if you legitimately care about what your kids are doing on social media, why do they have a phone? Why do they have access to the internet? Why do they?
I have never ever made a fake account ever in life. I would never do such a thing.
Well,
But
yeah,
see, if you're honest and talk openly to your children, they don't have to hide from you.
yeah.
So-
They don't have to hide everything from you.
Well, and
Still going to hide something.
that's all right. Maybe my kids did. Maybe they're well learned in many things that I don't know they're learned in, but that's okay. They're healthy. They're respectful. They're happy.
So, Thief, when we see her people at a party, we need to make sure she isn't at that one, right?
My people,
Your people.
my children.
I said your people.
Yeah.
I thought we were her people.
Thief, go with the bit, man.
Wait, are
Okay.
you talking about my kids or are you talking about my friends? I'm so confused.
Or the religious upbringing. I'm confused, too. You lost me as well, so I'm just trying to go along.
It was the kids. The kids is what I was
Oh,
talking
okay,
about.
okay. Oh gosh, the kids know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Not gonna happen. Not
Oh,
gonna
when they show up for, like, orientation?
OMG. Oh my god. I mean,
what would it?
I like this setting that we have because if they did show up and they wanted to go and experience and I was here, I wouldn't have to go in there. I
True.
can just hang out here.
Yeah.
And we could just have that spoken, we could just have that talk. I have that talk with my niece because she's part of this group as well. And she's fine with watching me. I'm not sure I'm okay watching her, and that's fine. I can just sit out here. I don't have to go in there and watch.
Or you can get in the hot tub.
Or I could get in the hot tub. Anyway, yeah.
See, I feel like my relationship with my mother, she would have been like, fuck yeah, like, go do the thing,
Oh,
Go have fun.
no. I mean, if
Like,
they were
yeah.
interested, I would rather that they talk to me. In fact, I've even told them and their friends that they live with, like, if you guys have any questions, don't ever think you can't talk to me about anything. We know Lala. So they know that they can. I think they kind of have an idea, an inkling.
And I feel like that's the kind of relationship you should have with the young people in your life. It's just like honesty, like, hey, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, as long as you do it safely.
The problem is that you get a lot of people like, well, they are children. They should not know any of these things. Not even if they're still actual children. Like, they are my children, and they should never know those sorts of things.
We should also clarify that Lala's children are grown.
Yes.
So these aren't like minors that we're talking about.
Correct.
Right. They're 21 and 23.
Yeah.
And one of them is sexually active. And I'm sorry, if you're not teaching your children how to properly be sexually active, you're doing a misservice to them, because they're the ones that are going to end up with diseases or children that they're going to bring back to you to raise.
And I feel like a lot of parents are super uncomfortable with the idea that their children, despite being adults, are going to become sexual beings. Like, they're going to have their own sexuality. Like,
I had the greatest talk with my 21-year-old the other night. He was telling me about how his girlfriend is noisy, and how the roommates are like, dude, can you please turn your music on or a movie or something? Because it's really uncomfortable. Like, she's loud. So he then had to have that conversation with her. So,
Yeah.
But like,
He should have told them to step their game up then.
right? Yeah.
Like, sorry
own
about
it,
your
dude.
luck.
Own it.
Yeah.
So I'm just really grateful that my kid is so comfortable that he can tell me these things, and and I'm rooting for him. Yeah, you did that to her. Good for you. You made her scream good. That's good. I think all parents should
not
be
just
like
scream. She's not endorsing torture or anything.
like the good screaming.
the good
enjoyable.
screaming, the innocent screaming.
Not the American Psycho version.
I feel like that's a conversation that parents should have with their kids too. Is like not just about safe sex, but good sex. Like, you don't have to get super graphic with them, but I don't know. I feel like
these are things that may happen. And it's okay.
Like
I remember hearing my parents have sex, and that was like the most awkward minute and a half of each night. So I'm not sure they'd really be the ones to go to for the good sex advice.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's bad.
Yeah.
If nothing else, parents should definitely give education, at least educational outlets for something like that.
Also, in your relationships, your fights should not last longer than your sex.
Oh.
Have a good day.
oh,
No, why is everybody
That's
looking at me? I don't know.
because you made a sound.
You did.
So we're like,
owed.
is she gonna say something? Yeah, that's sound advice.
Yeah. My PSA.
Yeah, if you're fighting more than you're having sex, then you should probably not be with that person.
Or you should have more conversations that are actual conversations instead of fighting.
I don't even know what couples fight about.
You can have makeup sex, too, without the fight.
What do people fight about?
Stupid stuff.
You just have to be angry.
I feel like
I had a stupid relationship, and we fought constantly. I don't fight at all with my husband. Like, we may have loud words once in a while, but it's not a fight, and yeah, it's like
Possibly an argument, but not an actual, like...
Yeah, not like I'm gonna throw my ring at you and I don't want to be with you anymore. Never, ever, ever. I
feel like
that.
myself and my honey we don't really fight. Like we bickered, but like most of the time it turns into like laughing bickering.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't fight.
I think
don't know.
it comes to resentment. Because you'll fight over stupid shit like, why'd you put popcorn in this bowl? Why didn't you use the other bowl? Why didn't you use one of the plastic bowls? You know the butter's just going to fucking stain. Oh, my God. You know what? Just don't even make any fucking popcorn anymore. I'll do it.
Thief?
Yeah.
That one's a little too specific.
Was it?
Are you okay?
No, I'm fine, really.
I can make you some popcorn in a special bowl. You just tell me what bowl.
Okay.
Okay. We don't have to fight about it.
No.
Can I put seasoning salt and chocolate chips in it though?
Jesus.
Did you say chocolate chips?
Yes.
That actually sounds good. Like,
Thank you.
like the salt with the chocolate. It's like having a chocolate covered pretzel.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
which
seasoning
hardens
salt,
at the
though,
bottom of the
so it's a
bowl.
little more.
So like Lowry's?
Yeah.
Okay.
But just a light. You don't want to
Just
go
like a little-
too crazy. Yeah.
Like a little.
Just a dusting and then some chocolate chips.
And this is why I am
And
not the favorite
real-
of the podcast. I'm like, ugh.
real butter.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I have a.
Salted or unsalted butter?
Salted.
Oh.
Oh, heck yeah.
So you're going double up on the salt.
Well, that's why you just do a little dusting of the Lowrys.
I have a very Paula Deen philosophy about butter.
Yeah?
Just a half stick of butter and fucking everything. Like,
On my toast. Have a stick of butter.
so the country crock stuff, like that's not butter.
That's not
You need butter. You need like some good Kerrygold.
Oh, I love that stuff. Oh,
the
man.
good
And it's
Irish
on sale
butter.
at Costco right now for $8.99.
Okay, real quick.
Sorry.
All right, welcome to the Lala Dean's channel.
Hold on, real quick. We have really gotten off the fucking rails. Okay. Hey, Thief, you have
what's-
any final thoughts about the podcast?
About the podcast.
Wait, did we finish everything? Did we talk about all the things?
I don't think
Did-
I told you about my scene while I was in Oklahoma.
You did.
Could we visit the
Wow.
dungeon in
Oh.
Oklahoma and you tell us what you did?
So, here's the thing about joining new communities that I've noticed. I noticed it when I first joined this community because it happens in every single community. There are certain people who will seek you out just because you're new.
Yes.
And I feel like you should be wary of that. So when I first joined that community over there, I had a couple people message me about these scenes that they wanted to do, and they were very specific.
With you.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was stuff that I was not interested in, like some CBT, like pegging and stuff. And it's just,
Did they read your profile at all?
Fucking apparently not. And they were new as well. They were like, "Yeah, I've never done a scene before, but I want you to, I want you to torture my cock and balls." And it's, okay, shit. Can I fucking? Are you gonna bring me a Starbucks or something? So I
Just meet you at 7-Eleven with a $20 bill, and I'll kick you in the nuts.
like, jeez. So that's the thing about joining any new community is you're gonna get a few people who are gonna be like, "Oh, you're new. I haven't built a creepy reputation with you, so I'm gonna
Start that right now.
Yeah. But I did have one gentleman message me and was like, "Hey, he had done like a handful of scenes, not very many." He's like, "Hey, I noticed that you're coming and you're into the same things that I'm into, even though I'm new to it. I know that these are things that I like. And can we talk about it and maybe negotiate a scene at one of the parties? Because I really only like to scene at parties because, especially with new people, because that way there's a bunch of other people around.
Right.
Also, I'm kind of an exhibitionist, and I like to, because
Heck yeah.
y'all have seen the outfits
Oh,
and
heck
shit.
yeah.
I like that. So, he was like, "You're into all the same stuff that I am. Maybe we can do a little impact scene." And he's like asking me a whole bunch of questions, and I'm like, "Damn, dude, you're thorough." And then he asked me if he could talk to somebody that I've previously scened with before,
Which is great.
Smart.
which was
Very
I was
smart.
like, "Whoa, okay, you're
This
not
guy's
full
on the
of
up
shit."
and up.
So he, I was like, "Yeah." So I messaged somebody that I previously scened with, and I was like, "Hey, can I give this person your information so they could talk to you?" He talked to them, came back, and was like, "All right, let's do the scene." I was like, "Oh." So now I have to ask that person, like, what did he ask about me, and what did you say? Like, oh, apparently you had nice things to say about me. So we talked about doing, just some flogging. He had one flogger himself. The space that we went to had floggers to rent. Like, you could rent them.
Okay.
But there was a rule that, like, once the floggers were rented for the night, they could not be used by anybody else.
Right.
To make sure that they were clean. Like, I was super appreciative of that. So he rented a couple of floggers, and we get up there. Well, he is a good 6'3", and I am not.
I was like, not that.
Now, do you have to stuff your socks to get on roller coasters, or
I'm not that short.
that's true? That'd be somebody else.
Don't look at me.
Okay.
I'm not that short either.
But I did wear my big stompy boys that day.
Ooh.
The lace-ups that Anemic likes to hug and lace?
No, because I
Oh.
could not fit those in my suitcase. I wanted to real bad.
Yeah.
These were just like some really tall platforms, and they weren't stilettos because I need to walk around in some stilettos before I can do that much movement in them because I don't want to fall over in the middle of a scene.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
sexy. I've almost done that a couple of times in this dungeon. Like when we had the mats down and you couldn't see the cracks in the.
Oh, yeah.
So I would step into one of those cracks and almost eat shit.
Yep.
Luckily, you didn't.
Right? Fucking roll my ankle in the middle of
Yikes.
trying to be, hot,
Sexy and hot. And
right?
wielding
oh.
a yummy weapon. Okay, sorry.
Be careful being sexy. It's dangerous.
My brain. Go ahead. I want to hear more about your scene.
So, the first time I went to the dungeon, we went twice. The first time I went, they were playing some music that was not ideal. like Linkin Park and like Creed and like
With
just some
arms
stuff.
wide open.
Exactly.
Okay,
Like,
with Arms Wide Open, definitely not. But I can see some of the Linkin Park songs being okay.
yeah, no,
It's a matter of preference, though.
Yeah, it just was not my jam. So
Okay.
I talked to the head honcho, and I was like, "Hey, is there any way that I could play my own music? Because I have a playlist, which you can actually find on Spotify if you were so inclined. Miss B's Dungeon playlist.
Ooh.
So he was like, "Yeah, we'll download Spotify and whatever." Well, they weren't able to download Spotify, but they were like, "Bring your device and we'll plug it into the speakers."
They need a me there to do
Right?
the music.
So we plugged in my music, and I'm like trying to show him, like, okay, this is the song that I like to start with. The song that I like to start with has like a 45-second intro that he's like trying to figure out. I'm like, no, just let it play. Just let it play. Stop finger fucking it. Leave it alone. So, start the music, get in the vibe. My honey's watching, which is super awkward at first.
I was going to say, does he not? I'm sorry. Continue yours. I want to ask you that after you finish your story.
So, he gets up onto the St. Andrew's cross, which has like a little step on it. So he's even taller. Mm-hmm. And so I get started and doing the warm up, and I'm like, you're a little bit tall for me right now. So I have him step down, and we do the warm up, and he is just feeling it. He's like making happy noises, and every once in a while I would like get him with my fingernails, and he just the bliss. We used 3 different floggers. It wasn't a very long scene, but it was still enough.
As long as everybody enjoyed.
Yeah, and it was great. It was a good
Beautiful.
time. And he was very I don't want to say non-creepy. He was
Respectful.
He was
and
very
polite
respectful.
and
Wasn't
not
trying-
clingy.
Yeah, like wasn't trying to cross any boundaries.
He was appreciative, I'm sure.
Did he want cuddle time? Did you guys talk about that?
Aftercare, you mean?
Thank you.
So I did establish that with aftercare, I'm not a cuddler, especially with people that I don't know. Mm-hmm. I am more of a, I will bring you snacks and water, pep talk, that kind of stuff. So if you need to, bring somebody to cuddle with you if that's something that you need. And I do this with everybody that I've seen with. If you don't have your aftercare figured out for afterward, then we're not going to see because I'm not going to have you crash right after. So
Right.
I was like, whatever you got to do, let's get it set up. So he had his person. His person was at home, but immediately after the scene, after he kind of like cooled down a little bit, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go to their house and do the rest of my aftercare there. Mm-hmm. And I checked in on him afterward to make sure that he,
As tops should do.
Yeah. I actually just posted a TikTok today about...
Aftercare?
Yeah. Well, kind of demonstrating like what I do.
I'll have to watch it eventually.
Yeah, you will have to watch it.
All right, so back to the question I had. You said that it's awkward if your person is there?
A little bit, because before we were together, he had never experienced anything like this at all. He had only seen me one time, and he wasn't really watching. He was just kind of in the dungeon.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just feel like because he's so new to this, and like I really get in my zone and start doing my thing.
I've seen you sing.
Yeah, and you've probably heard the cackle. And,
Yes.
yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, and I just don't know how he feels about it. So I feel like afterward, I'm like, are you comfortable with seeing me like that? Because that's not what I'm like in our relationship. Like, are you okay with this? And he's like, it's different. Like,
So that sounds like a conversation that you all are having.
Yeah, it's,
It may not be like a super long, but as long as there's, open communication between the two of you, right?
Yeah. And he doesn't mind watching. He's not like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's hot, but he watches, he's interested, not like actively interested, but
He's not
like,
a voyeur.
Yeah, he's, but he's like, like that's interesting. That's,
That sounds very healthy on his part.
Yeah, I feel like
if he was really into it, like, oh yeah, just get him. And we had to like tell him to quiet down or something. Like it seems like it's only to a point before he's like bringing you people. Like, babe, do this one. And you're just like, dude, calm down. This isn't how this works. No, do this one, please.
Well, it could if he's bringing her the right people and doing it the right way.
Yeah, which, I mean, most of the people that I have done scenes with or that I would scene with, he's like, yeah, totally, you know? Like, if he gets a bad vibe about somebody, he's going to be like, I don't know about that one, you know?
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, but for the most part, you know, he's pretty supportive, and I appreciate that about him.
Everyone, a round of applause for being her functional relationship.
Yay! He also, unfortunately, we're not doing events and classes and stuff, but he also is more than willing to participate in classes with me.
Oh.
When we have our educators come in and do that stuff, he's all for it. So
Eventually, we will get back to that one day.
2022.
We're shooting for that at the latest, hopefully. Hopefully next year, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
'Cause I really need to hit someone.
You just hit someone a few months ago.
Okay, but I need to hit someone again.
As Lala smiles.
I just got 2 new floggers.
I can show you where some 2-year-olds are.
Oh, yeah, about those new floggers. Where'd you get those from?
Oh, somebody very special made them for me and made them very special.
They're awesome.
They are perfect.
Amazeballs.
I'm not gonna lie, and he can he can back me up. I legitimately cried when I saw them.
Aww.
Like because I was not expecting the little bumblebee, the little honeybee.
I know.
The craftsmanship
And
that was put into it.
I
Yeah.
even posted, I was like, I love the little bee inside.
Yeah.
Because you posted that on Discord or Facebook. I can't remember.
I posted that shit everywhere.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
As did
commented
she.
about the bee because it's so
Yeah.
perfect for you.
Yeah.
So perfect.
And it was so hard to find because there was so many bees that were like not what I wanted.
Right.
They're
Too cutesy or
too
too
cutesy or
cartoony.
too like lightning-y for some reason. There was a lot of lightning bees
Like
and
bright
stuff.
yellow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or wasps. There's just plain like
yeah.
wasps and they're like bee and I'm like, that's not a bee.
yeah. What you found was perfect, I think.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
they
can.
are perfect.
And you cried.
I got a little teary eyed. I was like,
It was perfect because she
That's
just like
so awesome.
happened to see it as she was looking down at them.
Yeah.
Like after she'd already got them, she's like, "These are great, thank you." And then you just saw that, and I was like, "Ah, that's cool." that made it worth it.
You got a warm fuzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, you need to use those bad boys. Does your partner not let you do that to
no.
him?
He is very, very dominant
Oh.
in our relationship, and he's also not into any sort of pain or anything.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why he lets me take it out on other people.
How does he know?
Well,
This is my legit question now because I didn't think I would be either. But you never really know until you're
happens.
in that situation, in that mindset too. Like there's like I don't know. It's weird.
like he's let me restrain him a couple of times, and like I could just tell he wasn't into it at all. Like he,
But then did you
know.
say, now do me, now do me. Restrain me. Let's go.
no, it was like I don't know.
Give him time.
He was just like meh, you know,
Aw.
meh.
Wasn't for him.
Yeah, it's not. That's okay. It's okay.
And there's nothing. I was about to say there's nothing wrong with that.
Sounds like you're having a good time regardless, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
You're
great fucking
not.
time. It's spectacular.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Woohoo! Good for you.
Oh, stop it.
See, you want to say something?
No,
Okay.
no.
And one of them, so one of the floggers is actually a cat o' nine tails. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the first and last? You
Yes,
said cat o' nine.
that is the very first one I've made, and probably will most likely be the last one as well.
Did you put a ball bearing inside the drop, like the teardrop at the bottom? It looks
Who
like
knows?
a teardrop. What's in there? A
Who
marble?
knows? You'll have to volunteer to find out.
No. No.
No, there's not.
Okay. It's just air.
No, there's no air. It's all leather.
You put a ball of leather in there?
No,
Okay.
it's just the way the crown knot is tied off.
Oh.
It looks like there's stuff in there, but it's just all. It's pretty solid leather at the ends too.
Oh. Thump. Ouch.
It's pretty thump.
Did
And I remember when I was showing her like the leather,
Yeah.
we were wondering like, is this gonna be too thin? And I was thinking, nah, I think it'll work. And it actually comes out really thick, like on the braids themselves. And I don't know because it's a 4-plate braid, and I'm wondering if there's a way to do it with 3, or if you can even do a round braid with 3. I don't know.
Probably not.
Because it almost was if the leather would have been any thicker, it wouldn't have worked at all the way like I had planned.
Well, they're amazing, and if you haven't seen them, then check out Discord, or did you put them on FET?
FET, they are on
Gotham
so.
Press, or
No, I don't have access to Gotham.
So
You keep saying this, and I keep forgetting to give it to you.
yeah. So yeah, maybe.
I'll send you the information.
Okay.
Haha. All right. So I think we need to wrap up. Let's have some final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Thief. Do you got some final thoughts?
Yes, my final thoughts for this episode are going to be the 7,422 names of the people who.
Who what?
I don't know. I forgot. I don't really have any final thoughts. Be better tomorrow than you were today.
Nice.
That's all.
All right then. B, do you have any final thoughts?
Wear your fucking mask
Properly.
no dick nosing. Wash your hands
A lot.
a lot. Be safe. Don't breathe on people. Come get a piercing. Oh, I have gold now in stock.
Yes, gold.
Gold. Now I officially have all gold in my face,
In a lighted display as well. Not on her face.
which I wired myself.
Did you?
Yes, that was a pain in the ass. I was so mad by the time I was done wiring all that lighting. Jeez Louise. I was angry.
Awesome. Do you got some final thoughts?
Fuck COVID. But also, enjoy the people you're with, your partners. Hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving. That was last week. This is happening, 2 days before?
This is happening 2 days before.
2 days before Thanksgiving.
What is?
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
Yeah, we're happening 2 days
This
before
recording is happening 2 days before Turkey Day.
Yeah. Hopefully
we're not having Turkey Day this year.
We are.
I'm not.
So, Donnie Youngblood says, for those of you who don't know who Donnie Youngblood is outside of Kern County, he is
He's
our
the
sheriff.
corrupt sheriff that we've had. For
He made a video saying that he was not going to respond to COVID calls. So
Well-
if you have a party more than 10 or whatever, he's not going to respond. But if there's happens to be a disaster, he'll come.
Wow.
He's not going to
Sad.
come tear up a turkey dinner day because there might be 12 or 15 people.
Well, this would have been last week. So
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, listeners, that's our sheriff.
hopefully nobody got called on you. Hopefully you had a
Right.
great Thanksgiving. And hopefully the upcoming holidays are going to be great for you as well.
Yes.
What
my
kind of mean holidays? Halloween 2021?
Christmas,
Oh,
New Year's.
we're not doing Christmas this year.
I'm
are we?
decorating my house. It's going to be
No
spectacular.
New Year's.
There are people
There
that
are
have
no
Christmas.
more holidays.
There are Christmas.
Holidays are gone.
OMG.
They're dead.
There are people that have their tree out already.
I know, and it upsets me so much.
They
It
should
shouldn't,
just put
but
it beside the
It's
house.
maddening. They're playing Christmas music at Hobby Lobby, which
They've been doing Christmas shit
since October.
Stop.
Yeah.
Can we please have Halloween and Thanksgiving prior
so
to the Christmas music? It makes
Yeah.
me nuts.
Thank you, Lala.
I hate it.
Although I have been enjoying all the Christmas lights
Stop.
as I
Well,
drove through.
but okay.
I don't particularly like Thanksgiving, so.
I know, but at least wait till after Thanksgiving to turn your lights on. Hang them. Don't turn them on. Okay. Sorry. Awesome.
I was thinking the same thing. Anyway, my final thoughts in regards to the podcast. Thanks. We love the fact that you guys spend your time with us for this episode. Thank you, B, for coming back.
You're welcome.
Yes.
It was
We
my
w-
pleasure.
We'll love to have you again and again and again.
Ooh, you can have me over and over and over.
All right, listeners, I need a moment to myself now, so we are out.
Bye.